Fact of the matter is, you cannot get to know someone else until you know yourself. It is an essential part of life to become aware of who and what you truly unequivocally are. We have 5 dynamics here. How do we do this? First, we don't know ourselves. We are in the darkness. This is where it starts. Our spiritual life is not naturally occurring. Our natural inclination is to essentially stick our head up our ass and meander aimlessly. Now, this is disguised quite often because sometimes people can, no matter how spiritually blind they are, they can make these incredible accomplishments, and it simulates spiritual wealth and spiritual knowledge, but it is not. We don't know ourselves. So secondly, we begin to love. We begin to see, we begin to experience the divine within our lives that we embrace, and it leads us to a greater understanding of love. Thirdly, our experience leads us to, as basically I just alluded to, our experiences in life are leading us back to ourselves. Do not discard any experience you have in life. Those experiences are all for a reason, and we can learn from them. Sometimes they're horrible, horrible experiences, but it doesn't really matter what we go through. We have a choice. And one of the choices is to embrace that experience and to learn and become a more self-aware and a more loving individual. Becoming bitter, I don't really care what happens to you. Becoming bitter is not a good response. It will not help you. It will not lead you into anything worthwhile. So, number 1, we don't know ourselves. Number 2, we begin to love. Number 3, this experience leads us back to ourselves. Fourthly, we fight the enemies. Once you begin to be on a truly spiritual road, you will discover you have enemies. What are those enemies? I have a list here. Number 1 is arrogance. For example, I have a friend who's like a world-class athlete, and he almost became a professional soccer player, but he went into other things. He knows all about soccer. Now, if I went to him and started talking to him about soccer and telling him stuff about soccer, this would imply very strongly that I'm an arrogant person. A humble person is open to knowledge and growth. An arrogant person is essentially closed. They have what I refer to as an unteachable spirit. They will not learn. Although, ironically and paradoxically, they might learn how to make $10 trillion. They might learn how to take over the world. They might learn how to deceive people in terms of who and what they really are. This is not spiritual wealth. This is just stuff we acquire to map out our existence on the planet. So arrogance, number 2. Pride, which is very closely related to arrogance. And number 3, laziness. If you do not get off your ass and do things, if you do not pursue the journey of love and truth, it will not happen. And it doesn't matter what kind of person you are, it doesn't matter your intentions at all, you will not learn if you are not learning. There's nobody in this world who's an exception to this. So arrogance, pride, and laziness are our 3 greatest enemies. So we don't know ourselves. We begin to love. Our experience leads us back to ourselves. We fight the enemies. There's a verse in the Bible that says, fight the good fight. Why is it a good fight? It's a good fight because God is with us. Love is with us. And it will guide us and make us complete. And it is. One thing about my spiritual journey, and I've been on it basically since I was a kid, one thing I've become very aware of, and no matter what I'm going through, there's this sense of peace and love and protection. And when God is for you, who can be against you? And fifthly, this leads us into self-knowledge. Nobody is a complete person. The whole life journey is to learn more and more and to gain a greater understanding of the universe and ourselves, but it's never complete. That's why there's always so much hope for every passing day. There's so much more to learn. And if you think you've learned everything, you have not. Life is a journey to discover. People think we are here sometimes to acquire wealth, to acquire reputation. Well, wealth can be gone in a second. Reputation can be gone in a second. Let me tell you that. We are here to acquire true spirituality, to acquire love. Love, just look at it logically. Love is what transcends space and time. Nothing else can. So what do you want to acquire? Something that can be gone in a second and will inevitably be gone sooner or later, or something that's eternal? And it doesn't matter what religion you are. Hopefully, maybe you don't go to a church or a synagogue or a mosque or whatever. Maybe it's just a very personal thing. That's okay, but it's true. God is truth. God is love. And experience that in your own way. What are your allies in terms of this journey into self-knowledge? I have 5 allies here. First one is masturbation. Believe it or not, masturbation will show you what you're really thinking about in terms of your sexuality. You will not be able to fake those thoughts you're having. They will teach you. Masturbation is a great teacher of your humanity and who and what you really are. Number 2, reactions you have from other people. We need relationships. We need people to say, as Neil Young would say, it takes a friend to tell a friend he's pissing in the wind. We need intimacy with each other. Not just reactions on a cosmetic level, but real intimacy. Intimacy, the more intimate you are with another human being, the less likely you are to fool them about who and what you are. You will learn. Intimacy brings us together to learn from each other, and it shouldn't be a scary thing or a volatile thing. It should be a beautiful thing. Fourthly, suffering. Suffering will teach you. Hopefully, you'll learn most of what you have to know before you become a very, very happy person. It's more difficult to learn when you're happy. And fifthly, true joy. Real joy. It's a mark that you are on the right path. These are our allies. Ultimately, it's like this. We walk in love and we discover the universe. The universe within ourselves and the universe outside of ourselves. Live love. Love turns on delight, and love will help you to know yourself. This is the Love Guru. Have a good day.